just a moment of silence for those brave souls, those brave warriors and heroes who fought against the zombie apocalypse, who lay down their lives for us, the survivors. You know what I really like about State of Decay? It's one of those few games where death is actually a permanent feature. It's actually a character in itself. You build up a character, you've maxed out all his abilities, and then he dies. And you can't get that character back. And that should pretty much sum up State of Decay. It's brutal in its execution. It's also frustrating, especially if you've invested so much time into your character. And I think Undead Labs, in conjunction with Microsoft, has actually created something quite spectacular here. It's a game that's like an onion, actually. It's layered. Now, the first of, if you look at it, you'll say, oh, it's just another zombie game. But this game is different. The focus isn't really on the zombies. It's more about survival. Having said that, it's also a game that's quite frankly broken. It's a game that needs a lot of patching, a lot of loving, but at least it gives you a glimpse of what is possible. Now, I'm actually wondering what would have happened if Undead Labs had gotten a AAA budget, because what these guys have done with such a small Xbox Live arcade game and created a massive world with varied environments, and you've got grassland, you've got prairie, you've got farmlands, and then it goes into forests, and then you've got an urban setting, and every house you can actually go into and open it up and then loot and scavenge. State of Decay would have been an incredible game. It might have actually been a winner. Or maybe that's what's going to happen with on the Xbox One. Maybe you'll have a State of Decay for the Xbox One from the lessons learned on the Xbox 360. It's quite exciting if you think about it. But coming back to the game, what exactly is State of Decay? Well, in a nutshell, it's an open world zombie apocalypse simulator. It's a survival game. The focus, as I've mentioned before, is on survival. You have to go out there, look for food, look for ammo, look for fuel. Without those three elements, you're essentially screwed. Put in a bit of base building as well, and you have to house your survivors, and you can upgrade that base with the materials that you actually recover from your scavenging hunts. And you've actually got a game that's multi-layered. Let's be honest here, the story is not that great. It's not a game that's strong on story. It's not like Last of Us, where the focus is primarily on the two characters. But here the focus is really on this massive world and surviving this world. So the story itself is what you'd expect from a zombie game. So you have stories and characters in a zombie setting that you'd kind of expect. You have the lover story, and you have the survival story, and you also have that group, that outlaw group that's in every sort of apocalypse story. Those guys that do everything and anything just to survive. It makes for a believable world, because if something like that really happened, you would have people who would take advantage of others. What's really funny is that State of Decay is almost screaming for a multiplayer mode. It would have been a perfect title for a co-op mode. Going out there and building a base with your friends, and going out and finding materials to build up your base, and defending your base maybe against scavengers, other players. But maybe that's actually where State of Decay is moving towards, and judging from the developer's blog, that's essentially what they might be planning. State of Decay is an ambitious title. It does have its faults, but if you can overlook those, you'll find a game that's actually got a lot of heart. It's a game that's quite good, and for an Xbox Live arcade title, I definitely recommend it. So what's the verdict? I think it's brain-tastic.